Okay.
Let's see. Actually, hey, good morning, everybody. We're live. Woohoo! It's Jen and
Good
Amy in the morning.
morning. Good morning. Yes. Sorry for the delay. I had to run and make my coffee, but I'm here.
Awesome. I have coffee as well. I have my little cute little mug
Yay.
still.
Oh, good. I'm using the other one, the little one.
Oops, oops. And that would have been my computer.
Oh, you know,
Okay,
we're
just a
just
second. I don't
we're
know what
just
I'm
winging it
doing.
here. We're just winging it.
Let's
Okay.
see.
You're doing good.
Apparently, I'm not
You'll
supposed
notice
to
that
do that.
Jen does all the technical stuff because that stuff freaks me out.
Yeah.
So
All right. So
I'm just
now
here being supportive. Yes.
the tech stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not always going to be easy. So, Jill wants to know how Anthony's doing. So,
Oh, he's better. So I took him to urgent care on Sunday, and they didn't have an X-ray tech. So I took him to the Children's Hospital, and they did an X-ray, and nothing was broken, which was good. It was really cool. They brought the X-ray machine into the room, in the emergency room, like brought the X-ray machine over his bed, which I
wow.
thought was really cool because they like take you and somewhere else.
Okay, so I
So
think
we
it's
were
funny
able to
that you say
see.
usually.
Well, hello, three boys in sports. Yeah.
Yep.
Anthony's had a broken leg. Nicholas had something with his finger. Nicholas has had two concussions. Anthony, anyway, yes, lots of experience with the X-ray machines. But this one was cool because they brought it into the room, and we were able to see the pictures on the screen in the room.
Uh huh.
And then they still had to be sent to be read and everything. But when we looked at the pictures, there looked like there was like something broken. So we
Mm-hmm.
sat there for about 30 minutes thinking it was broken, but no, it's fine,
Really?
and he's
Well, that's
feeling much
nice.
better. Yeah, yeah, not broken, just really swollen, and it's better now though because it's Wednesday. So thank you for asking. I appreciate that.
That was nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
Corey says she hopes that
Yeah,
we've
me.
gotten some rest.
I don't. I'm not gonna lie. We haven't yet because there's a lot to do after a big event, that we did. So I think after this week we'll be able to rest
Well,
a
and
little
I
bit.
feel like I know that I stacked a lot of things at the end. So I started saying no
Hmm.
to some things and saying, well, I'll do them afterwards. And
After,
so
yeah,
now it's like the reckoning. It's like, oh, now it's the time.
yes, right, and oh, guess what? It's almost tax time, so there's that fun too.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we'll get it all done.
So we were
We'll get it
talking
all
though,
done.
Amy and I, about kind of what this is going to be like going forward. So we have this coffee
Hmm.
chat, and the last few that we've done, we went through the schedule and said, hey, this is for the cricket crafting adventure. This is what we're going to do today, and
Right.
it worked out really well. But now going forward, we don't necessarily have that like that thing to go through. So we're
Hmm.
wondering, kind of, well, what are we going to talk about?
That's a great question. I asked you that question this morning. What are we going to talk about? I mean, there's lots of things we could talk about, obviously, but we want to know what you want us to talk about because we'll talk
Yeah.
about anything. So we're
Yeah,
excited
I
to
was just
sort
showing
of,
Amy my earrings earlier.
yes, those are beautiful.
And then
Beautiful.
all it took was like one little like, oh, look at my cool earrings. And then all of a sudden she and I were off on like, oh, and then I used to make these and da 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 da.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
doesn't take
And
much
then
for us.
no, we got a little distracted. But, we had so much fun last week. I was sort of Jen kind of made me do this kicking and screaming, honestly, because I don't feel comfortable on video. I just don't. And we had to record this like awkward little introduction for our YouTube channel, and it was very painful for me. But so I was nervous about this, right, Jen? But
Hmm.
then once we started, I just feel like I'm talking to you like I always talk to you, and I feel much better. So I really have enjoyed this.
Hmm.
So it's kind of a nice surprise to, think about, okay, we're going to do this. And what do we want to talk about with our new
Yeah.
friends? Yeah,
Yeah, I have to say I was pretty worried about it too. I was trying to like prepare, and there's not a lot you can do to prepare for a live. So
right. Especially when the topic is coffee and chatting and crafts.
true. Which
But
actually,
you,
I was
mm-hmm.
going to say that brings us
Oh,
to a good thing. So Amy and
here
I
we
aren't
go.
quite sure what to call this show. So like going
Hmm.
forward, so we know that it's coffee and crafts
Mm-hmm.
and chatting. But like we're
Mm-hmm.
not quite sure like how do we call it crafts and coffee and chatting? Do we call it, something with the Cricket Adventure theme? Do we call it adventure in the morning? I mean, we're just not
Yeah,
really sure.
we don't know. We need some. Anyway, if you have any cute ideas for what to name this thing, whatever this thing is, let us know because we need some help.
Yep. Oh, we got people. Let's see, cats from
Yeah,
Ohio.
we got lots of people giving us ideas.
Trisha says
We have
it's
some
dreary in Michigan.
questions. Let's see.
We're getting
So
some really.
Jill, oh sorry, I wanted to ask Jill. Do you mean like a Jill says has Cricket or other has anyone else ever offered a users conference? So do you mean like an in person crafting thing? What would you call that? Like a conference?
I guess
Is
so.
that what you
Yeah.
mean, Jill? Let us know in the chat. Oh, we're getting some really good ideas. Oh, we forgot to say what we want to offer the person that gives us the best name for our little thing here. We have a prize.
Yes, we're gonna
Do you
actually.
want to tell
So,
them?
so Amy and I. This is. I mean, because we feel like sometimes this power just goes to our head a little bit. But we're like, we have the power. This is our crafting adventure. So we actually can give away VIP passes to
What?
the event.
We we
We
can do
can.
that,
It's
but
we
it's
have the
over.
power. But then they'll
But it's
still have
over.
access to all the videos. They'll have
Oh,
access
that's
to all
right.
the bonuses, all that
That's
stuff.
right.
Which
Oh
is
wait,
now,
we can do that because
I
we're in
know, right?
charge. I forgot. Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is where we get to make up anything and pretend that it
Okay.
was like the plan all along. No, but this
Uh
was the
huh.
plan. So, what we thought we could do during these crafting coffee chats or whatever we want to call them
Mm-hmm.
is
Uh huh.
actually we can give away VIP bonuses. And if somebody has
Uh huh.
already purchased their VIP bonuses,
Mm-hmm.
we can also do refunds.
Oh, that's clever. Okay.
Yep.
So we're going to give away our first VIP pass, right, to the person with the name that we like the best. So put all your suggestions in the chat. So we might not pick it. We might not pick it live, but we'll have because there's a lot of them. We'll have to go through them and sort of think about them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Or we might. We'll see. We're getting a lot of questions too, just general questions. Ruth says the never-ending cricket adventure. Sometimes it feels like that, Ruth. Sometimes it does. Our crafting journey continues. That's cute. Chatty crafting with Jen and Amy. That's cute. Look at that. Coffee and craft chat. I like that.
I
Cat.
kind of like the coffee break idea. I'm not like sure how, like, but I like that this would be like a break in the day too. But
Oh, that's cute.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So Jill's saying that she's wondering about in-person cricket events. I don't know of any, but I'm sure people do them. And that's something that Jen and I have talked about that we might want to do in the future. I don't know how that all works, but it's like everything else. We just figure it out, you know?
Uh huh.
So, yeah, that would be kind of fun. So, dumb question. If you go to an in person cricket event, do you like take your cricket on the plane? Do you just put it in your suitcase or what do you do with it? Does anyone know? How would that work?
Oh, somebody brought up that maybe not cricket because we might want to do other things.
True. That is true. Yeah, we don't want to limit ourselves because we like doing all the crafts. But what I'm saying is, if it was a cricket craft, conference,
Oh,
right?
I was
You,
still
I
on
guess
the
you
name
bring your
part.
cricket. Oh, okay.
I was
Because I
still.
think because I think for people that go to scrapbook conferences, don't they take all their scrapbooking stuff?
Yeah.
Don't they load like those giant totes and those wheelie things, right? If you've
Hmm.
been to a scrapbooking conference, tell me how much stuff you bring. Because I guess you
Well,
could bring
I went to
craft
one at the Mall of
supplies.
America like 10 years ago. They used to have like this
Hmm.
giant one there. But it wasn't so much that you would bring your stuff with. It was more of a like there was vendors and there was like I mean there were classes, but they kind of provided this like stuff pre-cut and then you would like
Oh,
make little mini
that's
albums.
cool.
Yeah. It
That's
was really
cool.
fun. I actually saw
Oh, that's a good idea.
there's this like one booth where there's like all these women like gathered around it. Like it was like everybody was just standing at their booth and just kind of like standing there. And then there's this
Uh-huh.
one where there's like this like mob of women, like several people deep. I'm like, what on earth, you know? It was. Have you
Right?
ever heard of Tim Holtz?
Yes. He's like a celebrity scrapbooker.
Well, that was the first time I'd ever like seen who he was or anything. And it's like seriously, it
Mm.
was like several people. Like they were just like clamoring to get his ad. I'm like, who is this? But he actually has incredible materials and things. So, like, I really
No, that's
actually,
cool.
yeah, it was really funny
And
though.
I had never heard of him until I met Lucy, our friend Lucy Foxworth, who does all the cool like little houses and stuff and paper crafts. I had not heard of him
Oh,
before her.
she loves his
So
products. Yeah, and I do
yeah,
too
I've
actually.
seen
So,
him. I've seen him in Michael's too. I bought some of the alcohol links, some of his alcohol
mhm.
links.
Yep,
Yeah,
no,
that's
great
cool.
products. Let's see.
Ooh,
That
you've
was
got so many cool. Jill says she's been to scrapbooking weekends. It would be a great way to learn techniques and find new products. Yeah, that's true. And yeah, having vendor scrapbook expos. They had machine demos. Oh, okay. So they had machines and classes with lots of machines. That's cool.
all
Anyway,
right.
so I don't know of any, but that's a cool idea. We'll have to think about that.
Okay, I feel like we had a couple questions in here, and we're not like good enough to like really remember where they were.
Okay. I saw I saw a few questions.
Somebody wants to know what we're working on.
Okay. What are you working on, Jen?
I'm actually working on. Actually, I could probably say I'm working on a video to make these gnome stickers.
So cute.
So that actually, yeah. So actually, so one thing I like started doing this last year is actually creating like a little like backing sheet. So it's like prints here and prints here, but it just cuts around here. So that's kind
Uh-huh.
of fun. So I actually have these stickers. Like, can you see those?
Ooh, they're like spring gnomes, Easter gnomes.
Oops, I got my little thing here. Yeah, I don't know.
That is so cute.
I have to get the overhead camera working.
I love those.
But so I actually thought it'd be really fun to actually. So I did those before I knew how to do the little banner things. So I was thinking I might try to do the little
Mm-hmm.
banner thing. But they're kind of like they say
Mm-hmm.
Easter on them, so I might kind of tweak them a little bit so they're just spring for the because Easter's on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe not. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
we'll see if it gets done or not. Um, but yeah, that's something I've been working on. I do
Super
love my
cute. I love
stickers.
that.
Yeah.
I do. I love that.
So how about you?
Um, well, I made a little gnome thing too, and I'll just show it to you real quick, and
Okay.
then you'll know more. You guys will know more about why we're making gnomes real quick. Like a
Yeah,
little
I
sneak peek
think
there.
pretty soon. Yeah. Oh, that is
Yeah.
adorable.
Anyway, a little
Now, are
little
those
peek.
patterned
I
leather?
Yeah, the bottom is the little polka
Okay.
dots
Okay, that's what I was
are.
wondering.
So I put heat transfer vinyl, yeah, on polka dotted on the bottom just to add some little interest. Because gnomes like polka dots.
Oh, totally.
But yeah,
Apparently, gnomes can like anything we want. They're like imaginary, right?
exactly. But I'm also working on, Jen and I are both wrapping up things for the event because there's a lot of like back end stuff that we have to do. So we're doing that. Um, let's see, what else am I doing? I'm working on a video about earring sublimation. So that's exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, have you
And
done that before, Amy?
I've done it. Yeah, I've done it on like keychains, and I have done it, but I need to do a video that's kind of like an introductory video
Mm-hmm.
for something special about that. So I'm working on that very shortly. I think tomorrow.
Okay.
But
Amy's really
yeah,
good at
so I
planning
can't
stuff.
I can't tell you too much about that. But let's see. So I have some new sublimation blanks. I got some little circles. I think what I'm going to do for my little introduction, there's a lot of different things you can do for sublimation with jewelry, but I think I'm just going to show a couple different ways of using these little MDF earring blanks. So
Mm-hmm.
they come on Amazon, with the little earring hooks
Oh,
and
nice.
the little blank. So I'm going to show a couple different ways, like putting infusible ink or putting a printed design, or also how to put heat transfer vinyl. So like a couple different ways. Oh, and then also coloring with like the infusible ink markers from Cricut. So a couple different ways to use these. So I'll work on that. That will be fun.
When
What
you
else am I doing?
oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you go.
I was just going to ask. I think I know the answer to this, but when you sublimate on, some, or like you do the infusible ink, it still goes into the surface, right? So if you
Mm-hmm.
put something like liquid over the top, the ink doesn't like bleed into it, right? Like, so if
No,
you
it
put
doesn't.
resin on top, then it would just cover it. It wouldn't actually like
It would
bleed up
just
into it.
cover it. Yeah, it
Yeah.
would just cover it. It's pretty cool.
Because I've
I
put
like putting heat transfer vinyl on sublimated infusible ink. That looks pretty cool.
like, actually like cut it and stuff and do designs.
Yeah. Hang
Okay.
on. Let me find it.
Okay.
Let me find one here on my giant wall. Well, okay. So this is not a great example, but because this is only red infusible ink, it doesn't look very exciting. But this is one of those little MDF,
Uh-huh.
earring blanks. So I sublimated, well, I, press or heat press the red infusible ink onto this. And then this little XO is heat transfer vinyl when I rub it with my
Okay.
fingernail. Yeah.
Okay.
So it actually presses on. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I've
So that's
actually
kind of
I
fun.
noticed that on Amazon, Cricut's calling the like in the description, the infusible ink now says sublimation, so that people don't aren't confused that infusible ink is
Right.
sublimation, but just Cricut's
Right.
brand.
And
Okay.
it'll come up in search too. So that's pretty smart.
Oh yeah. Okay, so actually Roseanne had a question about engraving. And she says, "Do you have to have any special files to prepare something to engrave on wood?" Um,
Hmm.
so what I did do for all my engraving designs, so with engraving, it's kind of it's under the draw actions or operations, and so it would just outline it. And so I add a line fill to all my designs, which actually creates like a crosshatch pattern. So that's actually what kind of engraves or removes the
Hmm.
wood too. So I do take those, and I think I added like a 0.2 line fill in Silhouette Studio Business Edition. So then I can save it as an SVG. But there are methods of adding line fill in Cricut Design Space, and Kay Hall from Clever Someday actually has videos on how to do that on her YouTube channel. And then you can actually just add that line fill in Design Space as well. I think
Oh,
that.
that's really cool.
But no, it's nothing like it's not any different than wood than metal, except that I think I went less of a tight, like the line fill is less tight because of it being on wood. It's like you don't need it to it's going to take more off, so you don't need as tight a line. Does that make sense?
It's going to take more off, so you don't need as tight a line.
So it's like, so if you think about the passes, so if, each one of these is a pass, and it's taking more off each time. So there's like the space between them. Like I think if it was a thicker pen or a thinner pen, the thicker pen would, but because it's wood versus metal, it's making a tighter line than it would if it was wood because it's removing more material.
I
So
see.
you don't need it as tight, I guess is what I'm
I
saying.
see. Okay,
The
because with
lines can be
metal,
further apart.
the engraving removes less material
Right. It's
in
basically
metal.
scratching it. So
Gotcha.
scratching it versus actually
Uh-huh.
taking some off because the wood kind of
I
flakes.
see.
So,
Oh, that's
anyways,
interesting. Look
yeah,
at
you
that.
always think
That's like
that you want
sciencey.
tighter, but I did find that in the testing that not as tight was better. So,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. I don't
Christine
know.
asked a question. Well, it wasn't a question, but she said she bought some chunky vinyl. Do you mean chunky?
Glitter
Oh, chunky
probably.
vinyl. That's what I'm thinking. So, Christine, I'm going to share. I just went to get my YouTube video on my tips for cutting chunky glitter. I'm thinking that's what you're asking about, but if not, let me know. But this video will help you also if you're cutting something thicker that's, fabric based on the back, like canvas or the way most glitter is. Um, Jen, let's see. Cheryl is asking if you can teach how to do the sticker sheet header.
Yeah,
Do you have a
actually,
tutorial on
I
that?
do have one actually on how to do that. I have
Yeah.
how to do it in Procreate, but actually, there's no reason you couldn't create that banner in Design Space as well. So I do have a video though on how to do it in Procreate for stickers, and that is on my YouTube channel. But I can add that to the comments later, or to the show notes
Okay, that
actually.
sounds good.
Ooh, we have show notes like in the description, so we can actually like
I keep
pop stuff in.
forgetting that.
I
Oh, I
know.
keep forgetting that. You're right. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see. I feel sometimes like we miss the questions.
I
Yeah,
do
so
too.
the secret projects we were working on that we mentioned last week are something to do with gnomes and something to do with sublimation. And that's all we can tell you right now. Because Jen and I have a lot of crafty friends, and just like our crafty friends participated in our event, we like to participate in other events too. So, just like they made projects for us, we make projects for other people, which is kind of cool.
Plus,
So,
we have FOMO. We don't want to not be involved if someone asks us.
yeah, no, no, no.
FOMO, it's
That
real.
that that it is very real. That's
Okay,
funny.
so
Corey says every time you guys mention a surprise, I feel like it's Christmas.
that's awesome. Okay, so Kathy had a really good question. She said, for a
What's
future
that?
time, how do you get out of a
Hmm.
creative slump?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I've been in some slumps. Have you?
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
I'm probably in a bit of a one now because I was like, so I don't know if you're like this, but my brain is like two sides, with the whole creative side and then like the other stuff. And so
Hmm.
there's times when I get slip into the creative side so deeply that my brain starts thinking more in pictures than words, and it's hard for me to talk and
Hmm.
necessarily. It's really weird. It's like this, you just kind of slip into it. But after I've been there for a little while, it's hard. Like it's kind of hard for me to go back to real life. And once I do, then opposite's true. Once I'm doing like the, business side of things and really trying to focus on, how do I step things out? Because that's like you have to have kind of an orderly mind for that. Then it's
Yeah.
harder for me to slip back into that creative flow as well. So
Hmm.
I'm still working on a balance. But it does kind of help to like say, okay, today's a day I'm just going to like create and let,
Hmm.
relax and just let things happen. And, but as
I
far
like that.
as the creative, like an actual slump, I went through that a lot when my son was first born because I was trying to be like the perfect mom, and I was trying to like make my own baby food and all that stuff. And I told myself that I couldn't actually take time to create. And the less you create, the more and more difficult it is to bring yourself back to that, I think.
Hmm.
So it took a
Yeah, I
while.
agree with that.
And I think what I do is there are days where I'm just like, I can't think of something creative. So I'm just going to go ahead and slap a bunch of paint on canvases, or I'm going to clean my art room. And those things tend to, or craft room, things are more like automatic, but they tend to get me back into that.
That's a good one. Cleaning and organizing the craft room. That's actually a
Yeah.
good one because you also discover stuff that you forgot you bought or,
Uh-huh.
you lost or whatever. And I like that one. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
I like
So
going on Pinterest also, getting
looking
inspired
for
a little bit that
inspiration.
way. Yeah, looking for inspiration for
Do
sure.
you take notes of things that you want to remember, like to go back to?
I do. I do a lot of screenshots,
Okay.
and then I'll sort of save them in a folder so they're all
Hmm.
in one place. That's what
So
I do.
that's
I
a
don't
that's
really
a
write
really
things
good
down.
idea too, because then if you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, you have a list to work on.
Right. Yeah. I just have a folder called inspiration and I put stuff in there. Especially, like now it's April, but if I find a cute pair of like Halloween earrings that I'm inspired by, I want to put that in there. And when the time comes, then I'll go back in there and
Hmm.
look at that. Or especially color combinations. Like if I see
Oh,
someone do a really pretty color combination, I'll save that too. Because I struggle with that sometimes.
so this is let's see. Let's go ahead and put your guys' ideas in the link to or chat too. But I think this actually leads us into one of the things that I had kind of on my agenda for this actual coffee chat idea, like what we're going to
Mm-hmm.
be doing, was to actually have a community challenge each week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Each week? Wow. That's aggressive. Okay.
Well, I mean,
That's an aggressive schedule, Jennifer.
people could choose to participate or not participate. But what I thought we
Okay.
could do is actually just have a post in the Facebook group. So maybe we'll do polls sometimes to get ideas for what people want to do. But
Okay.
then we could do a post in the Facebook group and you guys can share photos of what you've worked on there. But I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking like ideas would be like just, creating something with a quote one week or using some upcycled material, like,
Mm-hmm. That
or
sounds fun.
yeah. So, or using, like using the word adventure somehow, including it in your, whatever, like whether,
Mm-hmm.
using a new material.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Kathy says that sounds fun.
So then I thought, it'd be kind of fun. It's a way to kind of, so for me in particular, having some kind of channel. So it's like not just like ooh, make anything, but having some kind of parameters and a deadline really helps me kind of keep, you know, gives me a reason to kind
You're
of keep doing stuff.
you're right, that does. And that does also help with a slump because you're very focused on what you
Mm-hmm.
need to be creating. So I like that idea. That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I
Yeah.
want to see what people are doing too, though, like the photos. And I don't think we can actually do that here on Facebook or sorry, on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. So actually having that
Mm-hmm.
Facebook post to kind of go along with it, I think would be helpful.
I
And
like that.
Amy, should
That's
we do
awesome.
prizes for that too, for the people that participate?
Sure. What prizes are we going to do for the people that participate, Jennifer?
Well, we have these VIP passes.
We
I told
do,
you.
but we need to discuss that because what if 5,000 people participate? That's a lot of VIP passes, Jennifer.
Oh, well, I was thinking we would just do that like a comment, like pick a
Oh,
comment
okay.
like randomly,
Okay.
because
Okay.
that would work, right?
Thank you. Yes, that would be great.
Amy's like she's coming up with stuff on the fly. Danger, danger.
Danger. Danger. Claudia is asking which Facebook group. So you mean our Cricket Adventure attendees group? Do
I
you
was
know
thinking that.
that group, Claudia? I think you're in there, aren't you? The attendee group, yes.
Yeah. So
And that
actually,
way, we can kind of continue the adventure.
yes, I have done challenges in the past in my engraving group, and
Mhm.
so that actually was like kind of one of the things that made me think like this would be really fun because those challenges have
Mhm.
been really they really get the whole community involved. So I might do that too.
Cheryl, Cheryl is ready. She wants to know what the challenge is going to be. Should we? Do you have your ideas for what the challenge should be? I wonder if Jasper could make a poll
Oh
and
yeah,
people
because
could
Jasper
vote.
is moderating. I think Jasper's actually sick, so he might have passed out in the other room, and I don't know.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Maybe we
No.
should. Penny says she loved my face when you were explaining that. Yes, I know, Penny. I have a really hard time controlling my expressions. I struggle with that. Thank you, Penny. And also, Kathy C made fun of me. She said that on Pinterest, I can just be pinning the photos instead of screenshotting them and putting them in a folder. But I know Kathy C said that with love. I know.
With love.
Because, yes, because it is kind of a backward approach for sure.
Let's
Oh,
see.
Rose. So she's good on what the Facebook group is.
Um,
Let's see. So not everyone likes Facebook. So we've got to figure that out. I'm not quite sure
so how do you?
what to do with that.
Yeah, photo sharing ideas. I know Facebook isn't the best, but it's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um. So let's see. It's
We'll think on that,
yeah.
as a workaround.
So
But
we can
I'm
do
not
a
sure
poll
what that.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Let's see. I'm not sure how to do
See,
polls.
see,
So.
Kathy C gave me a bunch of hearts. See, she said it with love.
Uh.
Linda says, "Get well, Jasper." Well, couldn't we also do a poll in the Facebook group,
Mhm.
right, with what the first week's challenge should be?
Uh-huh. Yeah, see, that's easy. If I
Mm-hmm.
thought of this ahead of time, I could have like actually prepared this for Jasper too. Oh,
That's
what
all
about
right.
if
We
we just
just,
did an Easter craft this week? I mean, that's pretty. Is
an
that
Easter
too?
craft this week. Okay.
Because it's like
And
already
then when are we
Wednesday.
gonna? Yeah.
Although that's
What do we
already
think about
over by
that?
Sunday. I don't know.
What if it's just a? What if it's? Wonder if we should stay. I guess we should have thought of this before we got on live on the internet.
All right, so let's hand wave the rest of this and we'll just think about it. Maybe we start next week since we didn't really think this through.
Okay. But okay, so let's say this. Keep an eye out in the Facebook group for more information that'll come from Jen with a cute graphic that she draws by hand that talks about the challenge. It could be something spring. I agree with that. Ooh, Chris said a gnome craft. That's a cute idea. Misty said we could create a Pinterest board or a Pinterest group.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean, look at this.
that's a way of doing it.
This is awesome.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Jamie said
Okay.
Jen mentioned a lady that she follows. Do we have? And
Mm-hmm.
that was Kay Hall, Clever Someday, and it looks like Kathy shared that down later lower. But she said, do you guys have creative people that you follow that you're always learning from as well?
Oh yeah. I mean, I have lots of creative people. There's so many fun people. I follow a lot, like on Instagram, for example, I follow a lot of polymer clay artists because they make a lot of earrings and I get inspired by what they do. So I'm not really, friends with them and I'm not making polymer clay earrings, but I follow a lot of them. And then I follow all of the speakers in our event. I mean, I'm constantly amazed at what they're coming up with.
Well, and
Such
a lot
cool
of
stuff.
yeah, I think a lot of people that or a lot of the speakers that were in the event were there because they're people that we admire or that we have or
Hmm.
that we worked with in the past.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure. And that's
so
actually that's also another way to get out of a creative slump is to kind of just go through, people that inspire you, maybe visit a blog that you like or watch a YouTube crafting channel that you really like and get some ideas.
well, and you mentioned kind of some following people in areas that you don't do. So that I think that's actually a really good idea because it's not necessarily like looking at something and say, "Oh, I can do that." You're almost like looking at it and saying, "Well, how can I apply that?" So I do that
Hmm.
with Glowforge and Cricut a lot. I look at a Glowforge
Hmm.
project and think, "How can I apply that to Cricut stuff?"
Yeah, I do that too. I look at a lot of Glowforge people. So Sandy's talking about polymer clay. So I'll tell you something funny. When I was about 10, I discovered polymer clay. I'm a little older than 10 now. And polymer clay was actually the first medium that I fell in love with. And when I was 16, I got a job at a bead store. And I taught classes on how to make jewelry, like to kids and adults. And I also taught a class in polymer clay bead making. But now it's super popular, and I haven't done it in years and years and years. But it's still like something that I'm excited and passionate about.
Yeah.
Are there any things like that for you, Jen, that you don't necessarily do anymore, but you still follow them or they interest you?
Yeah, actually, I've never really tried a lot with resin. I've done some, like a
Hmm.
little bit of resin, um,
Hmm.
but I got really obsessed with those unmolding videos for a while. Have you seen
Oh, those
those?
are fun. Have
Where
you
they
seen
sit
the
there?
domino lady? The girl that does
Uh-uh.
the dominoes? No? Okay.
And I
Never mind.
haven't
Go
done
ahead.
those tumblers that are resin either. But there's like this one gal that is like does all these like she takes it to 11, so I like watch hers.
Hmm.
And then have you ever seen the chocolate sculpting ones videos?
No. Uh-uh.
It's like in like it
Like,
starts out with chocolate and it's like
hmm.
these like they'll do like the horses on top of the vat or the St. Mark's in Venice, like the horses
Oh,
and
I've seen some of those. Yeah, where they're making these creations out of chocolate. I'm with you now. I got you.
yep.
Yeah, that's cool. That's super
Okay,
cool. And those are creative things too.
so um, Jill says that she's doing the Polaroid wood project and that she got some Cricut veneer, so she's going to try that with her Explore. Yes, if you can't cut wood with the Maker, you can cut veneer with the Explore and then use chipboard, like a thicker chipboard underneath it, and it looks like it's wood. So that's like a
That's
total
such a
hack.
clever. That's a total clever hack. I love that.
And Melinda said that she
I
bought
love
the
that.
Apple Pencil in Procreate and wants to know what's next. So next would be to actually go ahead and probably join my Procreate for Cricut group. So I haven't been in there much because of the event, but usually I'm in there doing lives and things like that too. So there's a lot of those in the guides. I also have the book that I just came out with Procreate for Cricut Crafters. And I actually have a very like there's a lot about Procreate in that because I figure that's the piece most people need.
And where's that group, Jen? Where's your
The group
group?
is on Facebook and it's called Procreate
It's
for
on
Cricut
Facebook. Okay.
Crafters. And
Mm-hmm.
then I also have my blog, Well Crafted Studio, and there's a Procreate
Mm-hmm.
section. And that Procreate section has a lot of projects that you could do with Cricut. But then I also have like an introduction to Procreate post. I have like some intermediate tips and beginner tips, and I also have a thing about using the shorthand, like the gestures, because a lot of
Oh,
people
that's
don't
cool.
like know what to do with those. So
Yeah, that's really cool. Oh, let's see. Beaten Tiger had a suggestion for the week's theme. Everyone make what they feel they do best. That'd
that's
be
a
kind of
great
fun.
idea.
Yeah, or it could even be like, an introduction to yourself, like a craft that best represents you or your favorite craft or something like that. That could be kind of fun.
Corey said that she actually keeps a mason jar with ideas in it, and then she'll like just pick one, and that's just kind of like
I saw that.
uh,
That's really clever. That's really clever.
you can
Roseanne
tell where I
says to
am in the
wait a week.
chat.
Yeah, that's okay. Jill
Oh,
made my
Roseanne.
cat earrings.
Oh, did
That's
she?
cute. Yeah.
So Roseanne said that they actually have a thing at her Apple store about Procreate too. So it's like an in-person event.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Chris is wondering, what do you do when you want to do all the things? You just have to pick one. You just pick one. And you say, I'm only going to do this one thing, and I'm not going to do anything else until I do this one thing. And you just focus on it and you get it done. That's what a
Okay.
non squirrel does. Jen might have a different.
Okay, so actually one of the reasons Amy is as far along in her business as she is, can I tell, like, this is a little behind the scenes, is because, and
Uh-huh.
I would watch this and I'd be like, oh my gosh, she would take something like she wanted to do, like YouTube. Brand new to YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
had never done YouTube, didn't really want to do YouTube. But she would
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, July is YouTube month. And then
Mm-hmm.
you sat there and you researched YouTube, you watched YouTube, you figured out like how to do SEO on YouTube. You like sat there
Mm-hmm.
and you figured out all the YouTube, and then you made YouTube videos. And it
True.
was just, I mean, I was really impressed by that. And then you
Thank
had a
you.
YouTube channel at the end of it. And then the next month, I think, was Instagram. And you just really focused on Instagram. So that was
Yeah,
smart.
I like to focus on things, and then I get really mad and frustrated when I have to like stop focusing on that and focus on something else. I get
Right.
very annoyed because I get, I'm not good at multitasking, I guess.
Uh huh. Well, and you know that you won't
Yeah.
necessarily come back to that because, again, for a while, and it's hard to stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Jen, can you share your group link? Do you want to pop it in the comments or do you want to put it in the notes? And also your book link. We're getting some questions for that.
Okay, let's see here. All right, you know what I'm going to do? So I had this special offer just for Cricket Adventure where it was like 20 bucks
Mhm.
off like my book. And I took that off my website yesterday because it was only supposed to be for
Right.
the adventure. But what I can
Right.
do is I can go ahead and grab that again, and I'll put that in the chat.
I told you to raise the price on that.
I know. So
You
did
did.
Jeremy. He's going to be like, what are you doing? We're getting more $27 orders.
Uh-huh. Shh, don't tell him.
Okay. So let's see. And I don't have the Procreate group listed. So I have like a little notes with hot links. So I'll have that ready next time.
She's so smart. Linda, your sister made squirrel earrings. I want to see them. You're gonna have to send me a picture. I want to see that. Chris is a squirrel. I love that. Claudia says, please post links in YouTube to your Procreate group. Okay, so we got that. That's awesome.
Well, so I'll have to actually add that to the description after we're doing this. Done doing this.
That's a good idea. I
So
love that.
okay.
Awesome.
Did I
Good
just put
morning,
me and not
Lori.
you?
Did you do what?
I accidentally think I put just me and not you. Let me see.
I see.
Do you see both of us?
I see both of us. Yeah, I see both of us. Let me look over here. Okay, I'm watching what's live, and you're giggling, and you're giggling.
Okay. I think I
Yeah,
just moved my
I think
camera.
you're good.
Okay.
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 Wow, you giggle a lot. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
As she
I'm back.
giggles.
Right, I know.
Well, you snort when
Kathy's,
you giggle, which is funny. I
I
love
know I
that.
do. Oh my gosh, that's
I'm like,
terrible.
woohoo! I made Amy laugh.
Oh my gosh. Kathy says she bought your book. Yeah, Emily wants to see the squirrel earrings too. Craft venture with Jen and Amy.
I actually
Jennifer,
really like that one.
craft venture.
Okay. So Emily is actually in the chat. Emily is one of our besties. Emily is a minor DIY. And so she was the person that did the studio or the suitcase that explodes, which was incredible, like amazing.
Incredible.
I've been
Incredible. And there
sending
were so many cool variations in our
so
group. Really.
I've been saving the link on the ones that like the variations and sending them to my mom because she's gonna come visit in
Hmm.
May, and I think we're gonna make that.
Hmm.
She's really excited.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Okay.
Claudia says we're hilarious. We
Oh,
crack ourselves up for sure.
let's see. Okay, somebody asked, "What do you do when you want to do all the things?" So this is the
That's what I
opposite.
answered.
Oh,
But
did
that's what I
you?
answered.
Oh,
I did. I
apparently
said
I
I
was like,
focus on one thing. And then I asked you for your squirrel perspective, and then you didn't answer the question. You talked about something else. And there we have it.
okay. Okay, so my mind was still trying to like figure out something else.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so what do I do? Focus on all the things. Okay, so deadlines help a ton because that helps me like
Ooh.
narrow it down. So for
Hmm.
instance, I know I have these deadlines coming up this week. And so like
Hmm.
I'm getting down to the wire, so like I have to do it, like what's
Hmm.
due. So but otherwise I think that Kyle, I think sometimes what it is, so I love lists. And so I'll sit there and say, okay, with me, like what are people asking me to do? What are they most interested in me showing them? So if
Hmm.
I have the time to like show something, then or if I'm looking at something and get inspired, then I'm like, oh, people need to see this. So a lot of it for me is based on the community.
Hmm.
So kind of what they're asking for. So
So something also that helps me get focused is making gifts for people. So if I don't necessarily know what I want to make or there's too many options, I'll think about like what's something fun I could make for my daughter or for my neighbor or whatever. And sometimes when you're crafting to make a gift or to help somebody else, you feel more like motivated to do it, and
yep.
complete it because you have to actually give it to the person. It can't stay half done in your craft room. So
Right.
that works
That's
for me
actually
too.
a really, really because that's another form of deadline too.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Like.
So I actually have to show you guys too, because some of the stuff that I'm talking about are actually in.
Oh yeah, look at that. Jen wrote a book, y'all. Isn't
I
that cool?
did, and it's called Creative Bloom. And the reason that this is actually like it's actually about fabric and wire, so it's not like totally relevant. But the
Hmm.
reason I brought it up is because the book itself is about trying to like creative inspiration. And so like
Hmm.
another thing I mentioned in this is that just walking around your house and thinking of like, oh, I like could use a lamp here. So okay, so you can use a lamp. So how do you make that lamp like a handmade, like something like with your personality and your stamp on it? So just like looking
Oh,
for
that's.
opportunities. Does that make sense?
Hmm. Yeah, that's cool.
So like this is a jewelry hanger. So
Oh, that's so cool. And it's also a piece of like wall art too, right?
right, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I love that.
that's anyways. That's kind of but crafting for the seasons, crafting for your home,
Hmm.
crafting for to your personal
That's
sense of
pretty cool.
style. Yeah.
Chris made me laugh. She said it's so hard to be project monogamous. That's pretty funny.
Oh, I love that too.
Project monogamous. Yeah, that's very funny.
Okay, so this is like a Mayday basket.
Ooh, that's pretty.
So yeah, so I mean, there's just different things that you can do, like crafting.
I
Like a
like
lot
that.
of us, I think, craft for Easter, craft for the
Hmm.
holidays, craft for
Hmm.
because it
Yep.
helps us stay focused.
And those are all, deadline driven because the holiday's coming or,
Hmm.
my nephew's birthday is coming. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
So all right. I feel like Blue Bungalow had a good question and I missed it, but
Blue
maybe she
Bungalow
can ask
told
that again.
us that she had to go get some more coffee and not to talk until she got back. But I think we didn't listen to directions. She also said you giggle a lot of the time, which is also true. But it's
It's true.
charming.
So
Yep.
Emily said that one of the ways she gets out of a creative slump is she just calls a crafty friend and then says, "Hey, what are you working
Oh,
on?"
I love
And then
that.
they talk. And yeah.
I love that. Oh, Linda, I'm going to go check out your earrings.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, Linda
So,
made squirrel earrings in my honor. I have to make the squirrel earrings now.
yes, I love that.
Oh, okay. So Blue Bungalow did say that her husband tells her not. He has to. She has to pick. She can't do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
my husband used to tell me that all the time. He's like, "Don't. You're a jack of all trades." He's like, "That's like a bad thing. You got to just pick something and go for it."
Yeah.
So I kind of like ascribed to that for a while because it's kind of like the popular wisdom. But personally, I like the idea of being a Renaissance woman because, like, you think about Leonardo da Vinci. I mean, he didn't stick with like one thing, right? He
Mm-hmm.
did all kinds of things, but then each time he learned something new, he was able to combine it with the other things. So if he had stuck to just anatomy, he wouldn't have. Instead he studied a bird's anatomy, and then he studied like this, and then came, engineering and catapults, and ended up coming up with the flying device. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every time we learn something new, we're putting it in a toolkit that will
Mm-hmm.
then help us to kind of go forward. So,
I love that. I love that idea.
yeah.
Do we want to talk about Easter? Do you have any Easter projects to share and show?
Yes. Actually, so this is actually a really, besides those gnome stickers I showed you,
Mm-hmm.
I did this like how many years ago do you think?
Oh my gosh. That's 2020?
Probably. It was my first time I did
2020?
something like a layered craft.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That is so cool.
uh-huh.
I remember when you did that.
Well, because you told me to do it.
I did. I did. So at the time we were posting a ton in Jennifer Maker's Facebook group, which we still do, but we were like obsessed with her Facebook group at the time, like I know a lot of people are. And let me see what happened. Was it, I think, did someone post in Facebook? Anyway, something happened where Jennifer Maker basically reached out to Jen, asking Jen to create
Publicly.
this
Like she tagged me in
publicly.
the Facebook group and said,
Yes.
Jen Swift, can you do this challenge?
Right. Right. Can you make one of these? It was like being personally challenged by Jennifer Maker. So Jen was sleeping, and I had to text her and say, "Wake up! Wake up! Jennifer Maker's texting you."
And that was like
So
one of
it
the
was a
first,
pretty,
or she's
yeah,
tagging me,
it was
but yeah,
right, but it,
you're
it was
right.
it was a pretty funny, yeah. But she
Well,
was,
but,
personally reaching out to you by name, which was cool.
well, okay, so what that was is she was going to do a cool video on how to make these layered mandala eggs. And so
Hmm.
she was like going to show it on YouTube. And she's like, a couple other people had done this new thing. So one was Maggie, from Maggie Rose Designs, and she actually like creates, like, was really good at creating these. So I'm like, I have
Hmm.
no clue how to do this, but Jennifer Maker sent me a challenge. So I'm like, talking to Maggie, and she actually got over FaceTime, and she's like walking me through how to make these in Affinity
Yeah,
Designer so that I could actually do this, because I'm like, I'm not gonna
yeah,
not do it.
yeah. That was fun. That was a good. Yeah, I don't know if everyone feels this way, but seeing old crafts, it's like I remember the time that I made that, and I don't know. It's kind of cool
It does take you
walking
back to
down
where you
memory
were.
lane. Yeah, it does for sure. For sure.
So somebody asked if we were gonna for sure do this on Wednesdays, and if we're gonna have
So I don't know
guests.
about, yeah, yes and yes. I like Wednesdays only because of my family schedule and all the 20 billion things. I only have 10 things to do every Wednesday as opposed to 20 things Monday through. And especially in the summer when I'm traveling a lot with one of my boys for baseball, that's kind of like a Thursday through Tuesday thing.
Mm,
So Wednesday really may be the only day I'm in town.
okay, well that makes it very easy to choose Wednesday. So,
But I guess we can always switch and adjust if we need to. But I think
mhm.
Wednesdays are good for now. And the replay is always available
Yes.
if necessary. So yeah. So for next week we're gonna do a challenge,
Yep, but we don't know
or
what
we're
it
gonna
is
talk
yet.
about the challenge.
Hmm.
So maybe we'll just figure that out this week and we'll
Okay,
start it next week.
that sounds
Because
like a good
someone
idea.
commented, which is true, it is Easter weekend. A lot of people are traveling. A lot of people are with their families.
Well,
So
and
maybe we
yeah,
spend this week thinking about it.
so that's actually a really smart idea, especially since I have like four other things I have to do. And this
Hmm.
was kind of like a last minute idea. So actually thinking it through ahead of time might be a good idea.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with that.
Amy's good at
But we
keeping me
will,
focused. So,
but we will go through all of the comments. We need to look at all our cool names for our little coffee chat,
mm-hmm.
and we can pick a VIP pass winner
Mm-hmm.
and reach out to them, right? That'd be cool.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that sounds good.
So let's see. Um, where's our
Claudia
little
says
agenda?
Wednesday's good.
Wednesday?
Yeah, Claudia says she likes Wednesday.
Okay. So I think what I will do though is I think that I will create the post in the Facebook
Hmm.
group where people could
Okay.
actually, kind of come back and ask some of these same questions if we missed them, or if they
Okay.
have, and if they do want to post some pictures of some of the Easter things they've made already, that would be fun to see.
Hmm.
So,
Okay.
so not next to a challenge post, but just a
Hmm.
kind of a post where we can kind of, about the coffee
Like a
chat,
sharing.
basically.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Like
some of the
sharing.
things that we've
Okay.
talked about.
Okay. That sounds
So,
fun. I like that.
yeah, okay,
I'm gonna put some of my Easter earrings in there. Let me show
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Oh, I want to see
I made
Easter
these
earrings.
I made my little chicks. I did chicks and eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Oops. I'm twisting around. I did whoops, where'd it go?
I know
I
it's
don't know
like
where to go.
hard, isn't it?
Anyway, I've got little chicks and little eggs. Those are free on my blog. But then I have this little Easter gnome with a little egg. He's pretty cute.
Oh, he is cute.
And
So
then for
that's
my
already on your
club,
blog.
yeah, that's already on my blog, and those are free in my library. And then I did some new Easter for my earrings club.
It's
These
a
are
real
chocolate
chocolate
bunnies.
bunny.
Yeah, it's like a real chocolate bunny. It's you can't tell, but he's glitter. I made him in brown. And then I did these cute little like dangly bunnies.
Amy,
I
how
don't
would
know.
we
It's a
make
little
one of
hard
the
to see.
chocolate bunnies but like take a little bite out of it? How would I do that? Could I do
Oh,
that
that
in
would be
Design
kind of
Space, like
cute.
with slice or
That would
something?
be cute. Yeah, you could probably do that. You'd have to put, so what you'd have to do is put some circles, very small circles next to each other in Design
Mm-hmm.
Space, right? Kind of overlap little circles and
Mm-hmm.
then weld them all together so it's like a little
Little
this shape,
bite.
right? And then drag that welded circle over the bunny
Okay.
and slice. And then
All
that would cut a
right.
little tiny, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I would do it anyway.
Okay, I think
Yeah,
that would be really fun.
that would be fun. That would be cute. Kind of like I should do that because remember I have the gingerbread man cookies,
Uh
the
huh.
cookie earrings at Christmas time, and then I did the gingerbread man with the bitten off leg. That was kind of
So,
fun.
so
But
I,
that's how I
so
did it.
most people I think bite off the head. So I don't know about that on the bunnies or the tail.
Oh,
But that would look kind of weird. So I would think maybe just like a bite along the side. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I guess I'd have to
Headless
figure
bunny,
that
not
part
as
out.
cute.
Oh yeah, one with a bite on the ear, one with a bite on the butt. That's funny.
Oh, that would be
I like
cute. Kathy thought the same thing. Chomp the ear.
that. Hmm.
Oh
Chop
yeah,
the
the
ear.
ears. It's
That would
not
be
the head;
cute.
it's the ears that people eat first.
Yeah, I think they start with the ears. Yep, use the scallop circle on the corner of the bunny. That actually is better than what I suggested, Betsy, which is making the little individual circles. Sometimes I make the individual circles because I need them to sort of contour to the shape of the item I'm
Mm,
slicing from. But that works too, a scalloped circle. Yeah, this is fun.
okay.
Now I'm getting ideas.
Ooh, Craft Venture Coffee Hour with Jen and Amy.
Hmm. I love that name.
Craftopia. Um,
That's a good one.
yeah, I do like that. All right, so I'm gonna look at my little like thing here. So, do we have any other like questions? So I guess if we don't
So
make them like do them all, we can use that
Claudia's
Facebook post too.
asking. Yeah, Claudia, I'm going to put a link to my spring category on my blog, and you'll see them. You'll see the bunnies and the gnomes. And then, I have a resource library, but you need the password for that. So just let me know if you need the password, or you can get it at the top, or you can get it at the top of my blog. There's a get a link to get a password to the library link.
Yeah, both Amy and I have a lot of free designs. And in my free library, I actually have a little bunny showing, like, so that you can just look in the list and see the ones that are spring right now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You're you're more organized than I am.
Well, but you actually have pictures in yours. Mine are just like names and then links to tutorials, so it's harder to find stuff.
Oh yeah, the password. So does anyone have any questions for us before we wrap it up? Because it's been an hour, Jennifer.
Well, okay, so before we go though, we're gonna do that cool comment
Mhm.
picker thing and give away.
Okay.
Let's see. So I'm gonna do that. Bring that up here, and so it's pretty cool because it actually. Let's see. I have to get the link to the video. I think though. So copy.
But we're gonna pick the Blue Bungalow Crafts. I have a billion coffee cup earrings. I have fall coffee cups, St. Patrick's Day hearts, all the coffee cups with spiders, snowflakes, a bunch.
Yeah.
We're
So
gonna
it,
do the we're gonna do the VIP pass one though because we need to look through all the names. So we're gonna do that one later. So what are we drawing now?
Well, so what I did say was that we would actually just pick out of the comments, pick
Okay.
somebody from like who's here, like live,
Oh, okay. Cool.
participating, and
Uh huh.
commenting. We're gonna pick one of the comments
Uh huh.
randomly, and then we're gonna give away a VIP pass. So
Ooh, I love that.
yeah, so I found this cool comment picker thing, and let's see. It just picks. It grabs all the comments. Oh, let's see. It's telling me I did it wrong.
Uh oh.
Okay. Okay. Maybe I can't do it says
So
it's disabled. Oh, you know
so
what? I
Kathy
might not be able
C.
to do it live.
Oh, so Kathy C. We're talking about a VIP pass for our cricket adventure that just happened last week because we know there's lots of people that didn't get the VIP pass. So we're offering one of those free. And if you
Yes.
already bought it, then we'll process a refund for you.
Okay. Because I had this all figured out and now it's not working. So,
That's okay. We can go back through the comments, right?
yes.
And you can run it, and then we can post it in the Facebook group, maybe.
Okay,
Does that
that
work?
actually
And we
that
can
would
post
totally
it
work.
in the description here also for our friends that are not on Facebook.
All right. That'll have to be what we do because apparently it doesn't work with the like the whole like live thing.
Yeah.
So,
Everyone's saying thank you. So I think we're wrapping it up a little bit. Carla says happy Easter. Happy Easter, Carla.
yeah.
And
So,
we're so happy you all were here with us today. It was kind of
having
fun.
coffee and answering
Yeah?
questions and chatting about inspiration and crafts. So, yeah, this was a
And
lot. It was a
Easter.
good
Yeah,
time.
it was.
So thank you guys all for doing this. And again, we've got the comments, and so we're gonna pick somebody from the comments, and we will, yeah, we'll post that. So
Yeah. And we'll also go through all the name suggestions too. And we'll pick a winner for
yes,
that as well.
that sounds
Okay.
good. All right, sounds great.
Awesome.
You guys see ya. I guess next Wednesday then, huh?
Yeah. We'll see you next Wednesday.
All right. Thanks a lot for joining
All
us.
right. Bye.